Should be good there. Awesome. All right, let's get you guys started. Have a Wednesday workout, which is a full body conditioning workout. We're going to be focusing on a full body, working mostly on our cardio, our heart health, our lungs. I am wearing shoes today for a bit more support, as lots of these exercises are going to be high impact jumping, although of course I have low impact versions for you guys. Dumbbells and bands. There are going to be some stuff that does use equipment, so I'm going to give you a dumbbell and a band option. Okay, let's get you guys started. Come to the end of your mat, hip width apart in the feet, and we'll start off with our infamous walkout. When you get to the bottom here, we're going to lift up the hips and lower one heel at a time while we bend the opposite knee. And we'll do that about 6 times, 3 per side. So we're walking them out, 6 of them, take your time. And then we'll come into the plank and then walk ourselves up to the top. You reach your arms up, and then we're going back down and doing that again 2 more times to make it 3 total. So let's do it. Just gonna make sure we are live. I got so many screens going on. There we go. All right, so take your sweet time, you guys, and we're walking out the back of the legs, the calves, and the hamstrings. So we lift up those hips. You should feel the hamstrings, back of the legs, loosening, and we'll do them 3 per side. And then into the plank, walking up to the top. So we'll go through that last one. And then 3. Those ones take a little while. We'll come up to the front of our mat now, standing with both our hands down by our sides. Going to step back with one leg and reach that same side up and over my head. And then I'll do that on the other side. And then I will alternate to right side and left side. I'll show you guys from the front. Woo. So we're doing 20 of these total, 10 per side. Getting a bit of a stretch through this entire side of the body. Nothing forceful, painful, still just warming up, waking up our bodies. So we'll alternate those right side and left side, and we'll do 10 per side, so 20 total. Okay. Reach and reach and reach. All right. My camera set up a little different today. There we go. Okay, so next one, we are headed down onto the floor. Come on down here. I'm going to show you guys this facing forward, but we're going to be in that all 4 positions. So real quick, like this, where the shoulders are stacked and the wrists over the wrists and the knees are stacked under the hips. So we're going to be in that position, and I have my feet kind of flexed up like this as well. I'm going to stick out one leg and take this hand and reach it through that side with the hand and the knee, and then we'll open it up. And then close, and then open, and you should feel some dynamic stretching happening in this inner thigh here, your mid-back, lower back, your chest, your shoulders. It's really a full body situation. We are doing 10 of these per side. So I might double up my mat here. You guys know my kneecaps don't really like this one single mat, so I might fold it if you're starting to feel some pressure in your knees. So we'll do that on both sides, 10 on the side, and then you can switch, bring yourself over to the other side of the mat, and then we shall do 10 over on this side. So we're trying to get even on both sides, using that exhale to open up and see if you can get in line where you can actually look above you into the ceiling. So we'll go through those. Let's go nice. A full body stretch warm up. All right, so we got a couple more to do here. Next one is standing. So once you guys are thin on both sides, you can stand yourself back up into a squat stance. So I'm standing a little bit wider than my hips, toes pointed out slightly. We're going to sit down into a squat, try to grab on as close to our feet as we can. Straighten, bend, and then stand and reach at the same time. So we've done this one before, we have been here before, and we know that we don't have to sit as low if we can't. We can even just have our hands on our knees like this. The goal eventually is to get the hands on the floor, but you might find that you can't quite do that right away, and that's okay. So we'll just work into it through 10 reps, so 10 times through that entire whole thing there. We're trying to straighten out the legs, but not straighten them out so much where, we're forcing anything or causing pain. We really don't even want them to be locked out completely straight, just so that you feel a stretch, and then sit back down and get them. 10 times. At 10 times. And of course, the brain. Good morning, coordination. Okay, so we'll go through 10 of those, and then we are going to move on to the balance part of the class. Yes, you probably saw this coming. So we're going to do this next exercise here. I'm going to put you guys on my timer, but first we're going to just talk about it, explain it. We're going to be working through 30 seconds on each side. So it's going to be 30 seconds. The timer is not going to beep or anything. I'm just going to call you guys out. And then you'll switch 30 seconds where we're going to be doing what I'm doing here, standing and balancing on one leg. So today the goal is to stand and balance with our eyes closed, hopefully, while we're here, while we're working through passing something between our hands, right and left. So I'm going to be using a dumbbell. You can use your band, just something to hold, or your water bottle, foam roll. It doesn't really matter. Just something light to hold in your hand to kind of just give you something to pass back and forth, okay? So let's start this. First set, we're going to do, again, 30 seconds. We're doing 3 of them total. And I'm just going to switch you guys right side, left side, back and forth. So start on really whatever side you want. I would start on my right side because I know that my right side is harder. So find your balance on that leg. I'm going to press start on this timer, and here we go. So right now, you guys can be holding your object and just trying to ground your foot and find your balance. You want to stand with a straight leg but a soft knee so that our knee is not completely locked out. I'm trying to hold this here. Now, once you have it, you want to close our eyes. See if you can maintain it. And then, if you're still good here, first round, maybe you just want to stay here. You're almost there anyways. 3, 2, 1, and we'll switch right into the exact same thing on the other side. So again, first off, trying to ground our foot, soft knee. Once you have that situation, you can try to close the eyes, which totally just messes everything up. And we'll hold this here. We have about 10 more seconds. Okay, so we're going to do 2 more sets of this. Right into our second set in 3, 2, 1. Back to that first side. So let's see if we can go right into the balance with the eyes closed. And then before you close your eyes, actually, we want to do something like this with passing our object back and forth with the eyes closed. So if this messes you up and now you cannot balance anymore with your eyes shut, then stop doing it. Okay, focus on the balance. Focus on the closing of the eyes. You got 10 seconds left. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Strong core, pulling your belly button. And switch. So we'll try to do the same thing over here. I said my right side was my harder side, but this left side is wobbly. So we'll go back and forth. I'm just trying to hold that there. You guys have 10 more seconds on this side. We have 1 more set after this. So just breathe. All right, last set, and switch back to that first side, and this is it. So in theory, this should be getting easier as we go through these sets, because not only does our body our stabilizers figure out what's going on, but also like our brain realizes how to stabilize ourselves. So 15 seconds left. We're trying again with the eyes closed, grounded foot, passing whatever we have back and forth. Strong finish to the balance. We're going to do the other side in 3, 2, 1, and switch sides. Good job, you guys. Okay, so let's do it over here now. Last set. So much easier said than done. This one is way harder than it looks, but hopefully we're feeling like we're getting better at it. 10 seconds left. 3, 2, 1, and time. Nice work, you guys. Okay. Woohoo! 3 minutes of balancing. That's what we just did. So yeah, grab some water, and hopefully you are feeling like you're improving in this balance stuff as we have been adding it in like once a week quite consistently. But you know, it's hard. Okay, so we're gonna move on today. It's a good day. We have 2 conditioning focused circuits that we're going to work through. So you guys are gonna be working off of a timer. Yay! We have 3 exercises that we're going to go through 4 sets total. We're going to do the first circuit, so these first 3 exercises, and then we'll take maybe a minute, maybe 2 minutes of a rest, where we're just resting, and then explaining too. And then we have 3 different exercises, 4 rounds of those ones. And then we are done. We have a little stretch sesh at the very end here. But yes. So while I set my timer, you guys can ensure that you have your equipment close, because this first one, 2 of the exercises does incorporate either the bands or the dumbbells. Why is this doing this? It's showing me an ad. I can't exit it. There we go. Okay. So we are working with these ones. So the first one we're going to do, we have been here before. It's going to be our thruster. So what I'm going to do is explain this first exercise. We're going to start the timer. You're doing it for 1 minute. Yes. And we're going to have 20 seconds of rest between each exercise, where that is the time where I will explain the second and the third exercise. Okay? So thrusters, we can use dumbbells, we can use bands. If you're using dumbbells, they're going to be front loaded like this. Squat stance, we squat and we press. If you're using bands, you can grab like a medium strength band. We're gonna hold it sideways like this, and we squat and we press. Okay, so that's gonna be you guys for a minute. We're gonna see how it feels. Pace ourselves through it so that you can not stop the entire time. So I have my timer set, and that is prepared. Okay, you guys ready? As ready as you are ever going to be. All right, we are starting in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Nice starting beat. Let's do it. So we're trying to pace ourselves. Exhale as we push our arms up over our head. And think about your legs helping your arms. So regardless of what you're holding in your hands, we are trying to squat and press at the same time. And it is a minute today, which I know is definitely the longer set, a minute set, but we got this. Just pace yourself. We have 20 seconds left. Exhaling every time you push up. There you go. Nice work, you guys. 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Nice work. Okay, so second exercise is a body weight run. We're gonna need some space for this one. I'm going to use the length of my mat. We have a jumping side lunge with a traveling split lunge. So we're going to do our split jumps all the way down to one side into our 2 lunge jumps, and then we take ourselves all the way back, lunge, lunge, and then we go. So let's do this. Now you can modify this if you have more space. You can go further. If you have less space, you can just do less of the split jumps into those lunges. And if you're low impact, you're going to go quick feet in and out. And then you get to the side here and you just lunge and you just lunge. Yeah, let's do it. 30 seconds left. So we got this little combo here, little break up of the lunges and the split jumps. 20 seconds left. We got this. First, pacing ourselves. Nice job. It's 10 seconds. Let's go. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Nice job. Okay, so moving on to the next one. What we're going to do is going to be our thruster jabs. So if you guys have dumbbells, again, you're going to hold them right in front of you here. If you have bands, again, we're going to hold them like this. Feet together, arms in. We're going to press up and jump the feet. Oh, yes. here we go. Now this is going to be a complete burner because if you guys remember the first one we did, it was that squat and pressing one. So yes, your shoulders on this first set, definitely going to be feeling. So just pace yourself. And at any point, if they get too much, like if your shoulders are burning so bad that like you can't keep going, what I would prefer you do is just maybe not with the arms, just keep going with the legs, or maybe you just put it down, do a jumping jack or steel jacks that we learned last week. You got 30 seconds, okay? So I just need you to move and do something. But there's a method to my madness in putting this one right before the thruster because it burns and it makes the whole entire thing feel a lot more. 15 seconds left. Let's go. Let's go. 10 seconds. You guys got it. Jumping jacks. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Okay, we got 20 seconds, and we are starting our second set. We're doing 3 more of these, and then we are done with these exercises for today, for the week, until next week. All right, so we're coming back into this first one, the full-on thrusters. You guys ready? Well, ready or not, here we go. Squat and we press. Now, same thing with the thrusters. If you're doing this, and I want you guys to try your very best to start and finish going strong with a whole on squat and press. But if the press gets too much, you can always do 2 squats with 1 press. So you can squat and then take a press with every second squat just to break up the shoulder pressing because I get it. This is a long time. You guys have 30 seconds left still. So I prefer that you just do that option over stopping. So remember that. Remember that I said this. And you are feeling like you want to stop. Let's go. 20 seconds. Good job, you guys. Let's do it, let's do it, let's do it. Let's go through about 3 more. Come on now. So 3, 2, 1. Rest. Nice work. Okay, so put that stuff down, put it aside. Shake out your arms and shoulders. Ooh, this next one, they're essentially resting, unless you are doing the full-on straight arms, and no rest for those, but that's okay. Get yourself set up. We are starting in 3, 2, 1. We are traveling split jumps. We want to think about more of these with a smaller lateral distance. We want more in rather than big sideways steps like that. So think about faster feet. And that also applies if you're following the low impact one, you want the quick feet. Same intensity. Yes. And I've even had, you even have the option to do a little combination. You can do jumping split jumps, and then when you get to the one side, you can just step back into the lunges rather than doing the jumping lunges. Same idea, just so that you can not stop. So you have 20 seconds left. So keep going. There you go. 10 seconds. Good job, you guys. Let's do it. 3, 2, rest. Good job. Okay. So take a couple deep breaths. Get yourself ready for the jacks, the jumping jacks. Potentially the hardest one, maybe because they're last. Because of the way we're doing it with the overhead pressing. I don't know. Let's go. Jumping jacks, maybe they're just hard. Especially if you push yourself. If you really do move your arms and feet together, move quickly with intention, that is the goal on these ones. And my low impact friends, I feel like I've kind of left you guys hanging there, but you probably know what to do, which is just our low impact version of that jack. Whatever version you're doing, coordination. We can work through that. Let's got 30 seconds left. Come on. Oh, yes. We are going to be nice and warm after this first circuit, if we're not already. 20 seconds left. There it is. Let's go. Last 10 seconds. There you go. Right until you hear that beep. Come on now. There it is. There it is. Okay. So that was our second set. Woo! We're going to do that 2 more times. And then we are moving on to the next one. So we're back to this first. Thrusters. You guys ready? Let's go. Squat and press over our heads. So if you're working with a band, something that you can think about is trying to get your forearms and wrists parallel with each other rather than having like this kind of elbow flared out situation going on. Even a little bit makes it very different from how it feels if you do it like this, with those arms in line like so. And even if it makes you have to grab a lighter band, that's completely okay. We're gonna work a really heavy one with the elbows flared out. 30 seconds left. Let's go. There we go. Oh, it burns, but this is the burn you can work through. Just gotta breathe through it. Exhale on your way up. 10 seconds. Second last time you gotta do this. You can handle it. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Nice job, you guys. Okay, so we'll put those down. We'll make our way over to one side of our mat and give our shoulders a little bit of a break. All right, starting in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. So we got these split jumps. Trying to move the arms and the legs together into our lunge jumps. Make sure we have enough space behind us, which I don't. Just kicked my wall, but that's okay. There it is. Good job, you guys. Just over 30 seconds. Halfway there. Arms and legs moving together. Ten more seconds. We got this. Try to get there and back. Maybe one more time. Maybe halfway. 3, 2, 1. Rest. Nice job, you guys. Woo. Okay, so going into our jumping jacks, our thruster jacks. So when I do this one with the dumbbell, I like to hold the dumbbell sideways like this. That gives me a little bit more room. All right, let's do this. So jumping the feet out, pushing the dumbbell up. And if your dumbbell is anything heavier than probably 10 pounds, I might want to do it without the dumbbell, especially if you are prone to lower back pain. As sometimes if the weight's too heavy with that jump overhead, it just doesn't feel so good. And you're gonna get just as much out of this doing this with like a band or a towel or with nothing in your hands if you're feeling that kind of pain. So you don't want that. 30 seconds left. Let's go. And that usually just happens if your weight that you're holding is too heavy in your hands. 20 seconds. Come on, you guys. Let's do this. Push yourself now. This one and the next set are the most important. So let's try our best to finish strong. Stronger than we started on that first set. Yes. Even though you're more tired. Come on now. 3, 2, 1, and now you can stop. Okay. Here we are. Our final set. The fourth one. Yes. Let's get it in. But in 10 seconds. So take a couple deep breaths. Make your way back over here so that you are ready to start in 5 seconds. This is the last set. Ready? Let's go. Last set of them, squatting and pressing up over our head, trying to pace ourselves but move as quickly as possible. We're trying to get as many of these in as we can in this amount of time that we have, which is 45 seconds left. So let's go. So it's really easy on these ones to kind of like gas yourself out at the very beginning. So remember that right now, because you guys are approaching the halfway point. Right now, 30 seconds left. So pace yourself. Try to just find a pace that you don't have to stop doing for 20 more seconds. but you also feel super uncomfortable and you want to stop, so you're pushing yourself so hard. It's a fine line. 15 seconds left. You got this though. Come on, exhale, push it up, 10 seconds. Give me 3 more. Go for them though. There it is. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and put them down. All right. Last 2, and then like I said, we have a nice 2-minute bout of rest in between this circuit and the next one. Yeah. And then after we do the next one, we're pretty much done. Yes. All right, 5 seconds. Come on over here. Split jumps. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. So you're trying to move the feet, the legs, the arms, everything together. I always have to think about this one a little bit. It's just why I like it so much. It does involve the brain. Nice work. Let's get this in. We have 30 seconds left. There's a halfway there. There it is. So same idea on this one. We want to pace ourselves, but get ourselves to that uncomfortable level. You got 20 seconds left to do that. Yes. There it is. One more time there. 5 seconds. 2, 3, 2, 1. And time. Nice work. Okay. The last one. The best for last. The jumping jacks. So yeah, this one is going to be probably the most burning hot fire in your shoulders. We're going to try to get through this for 1 minute, knowing that we have a 2-minute rest period after this where you can just rest and drink water. Okay, and that was our starting beat. So let's go. Final set of these ones, going through for the 60 seconds with whatever you're using in your hands. It's your dumbbells, your band, your foam roller, your towel. Let's go. 40 seconds left. Yes, good job, you guys. Let's do this. 30, yeah, halfway there. There you go. Strong finish to this first circuit here. 20 seconds left. You need to push yourself as hard as you can. Get your heart rate up as high as you can. See what you can do. 10 seconds left. Let's go. Let's go. Move those feet. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Nice work, you guys. Okay, so I'm gonna literally set us a timer for 2 minutes because sometimes I get a little bit distracted. So I'm gonna give you guys this 2 minutes here, which started right now, to just rest. Walk it off, recover, grab some water. We are going to move on to one more circuit, same style as that one we just did, just new exercises in place of those ones. And then that's going to be the last circuit of today. And then we're going to finish off with just a nice quick 5, maybe 10-minute stretch, depending on how much time you have left at the end here, which I think is going to be 10 minutes if my math is correct. But anyways, okay, so good job, rest, agua. Keep your equipment out and close as we are going to be using some of it for the next part. For one exercise this time. Okay, you guys, so keep breathing here. We have 60 seconds of rest. You're probably at this point feeling like you're going work with your heart rates up there, if you're not feeling maybe the greatest, and that's okay. It helps if you keep moving, if you keep walking as you're drinking your water. I know you probably just want to like, sit down, like not move at all, but we ain't done yet. And you're just gonna, it makes us feel a little nauseous, a little bit sick if we stop moving altogether after doing something so crazy as what you guys just did there, the way we got our heart rate up. So 30 more seconds left for you to just breathe and try to regulate that. So we want to control our breathing, not let our breathing control us. And that's something that was told to me like a while, like a long time ago, like back when I first started working out, because like I would like die after doing cardio. And this trainer at this gym was like, said that to me, and I was like, oh, it kind of makes sense. Because the more you can control your breathing, the more relaxed and calm your body's going to be. That's the whole idea behind this cardio, is you getting your heart rate up and letting it come down, getting your heart rate up, and so on. So 2 minutes is done. We're going to move on to our next and final circuit here. So we have the same set timer on the timer, 60 seconds on, 20 seconds of rest between the sets. We're going to do a body weight exercise, and then we have one with the equipment, again, optional between the bands and the dumbbells, and then another body weight one, repeating that circuit 4 times total. So this first one is going to be our long lever walkout. Now I have options for you guys on this one. Option number 1, which is going to be a little bit easier, a little bit slower, a little bit less core and shoulder work, is going to be you walking out, and then walking out, and then walking all the way up to the top. So that's option 1. Option 2 is for us to stay down here and just walk out and walk in. So this is going to be, as you guys can probably presume, a lot harder, because you're essentially holding a plank for the entire minute. So it's going to be more challenging. You be your own judge on what you want to do, and you're doing 4 rounds of it. So, you know, if you want to try out this one, too much sauce, you can add in the walkouts. Whatever, we're going to try to be consistent in our 4 rounds, but this first one's really just to kind of feel this one out. Okay, so this is going to be the first one. Same thing as the last set. We're going to do this, and then I'll explain the next 2 within the 20 seconds of rest that we have. Y'all ready? Set. Here we go. Let's do this. So we're trying to stay strong in the plank, walk out beyond our shoulders into this long lever. So my wrists are not under my shoulders. They've gone past, and the further out I walk, the harder. And you walk it in, and then we can keep doing that. Or you can take yourself all the way up to the top, take a deep breath, and then go back down and do that again. So we have 30 seconds left. Ooh. Do it. There it is. Good job, you guys. 15 seconds. Breathing through this one. 3, 2, 1. Yes. Good job, you guys. Okay, so stand yourself up. Next one we're going to do, we're going to be our pop squat jumps. Now, if you have a band, what I would suggest you do is put it on, get a loop band, a light one, right around your heels like this, because I want the majority of the resistance at the bottom. If you don't have a band, you could potentially hold a light weight in your hands here, or just work with body weight. We're hip width, and then I'm going to jump out into that squat, and then pop my feet in, and then out into the squat. And that was your starting beat, so you guys are started. If you're low impact, what you can do with the band is just step out into the squat rather than jumping out. And again, we want to pop our feet in and then jump out into the squat. So we want to be a little bit more narrow than our squat stance. Ooh, the leg burner. So having this band on, again, adds more resistance to my hips because I have to open up against the band. So it's ideal that you guys wear one. But if you don't have one, it's completely fine. It's always like so hard to get off that light one. You can just work with your body weight, regardless if you're low impact or high impact. Almost there. 3, 2, 1, rest. Good job, you guys. Okay, so last one is going to be our lateral bounce. So another very not so fun combo, going right from those pop squat jumps into these lateral bounds. But we're doing this for a reason. Whether you like it or not, come over to one side, and we're going to be going lateral bounds, side to side. I have my opposite arms helping my legs. No equipment involved. If you're low impact, we're going to work it with this curtsy lunge that we learned and been practicing. Or you can just do a quick, kind of more aerobic style step. Throw back to the step base. You got 30 seconds left. So the goal is to get down on that leg and to use the leg to push ourselves off. So we want to have some bend in that leg so that we can push off, rather than just using our calf to jump ourselves off. 20 seconds. The leg burner. This is not a drill. I know this one hurts. 10 seconds. You got this stuff. All right, 2 more. And of course, 3 more rounds. Rest. Nice work. Good job, you guys. Okay, so deep breaths. We're gonna do our second, third, and fourth set with 3 more, and then we are done. All this cardio, all this hard stuff, it's all stretching after this. Okay, long lever walkout. Here we go. So again, if you want to stay down or walk up each time, it's completely up to you. And also the further the distance that you walk your hands out is completely up to you. The further out beyond here you go, even so much as like all the way out, the harder that it's going to be. But of course, safety has to come first as well, which is why you guys see I don't go past my mat, because if I did, this mat's kind of weird on this floor, like it's a little bit slippery, and I just wouldn't want to, accidentally go all the way down, so I'm just limiting it to my mat for safety reasons. 15 seconds left. And if you go slow and if you need control, you really don't have to go out too far. I mean, unless you do this all the time. 10 seconds left. Nice job, guys. 3, 2, 1. All right. Woo! Up we get off of the floor. So yes, the weight, the level of resistance on your band will affect how hard this is. So I usually start off with quite a light band, especially for anything that's like cardio, we have to do it for an extended period of time. But if I was to add a stronger band around my ankles, it's going to be a lot harder on my legs. So you guys can keep that in the back of your head. Ooh. But yeah, let's just be real. This one's hard even without a band for a minute. Let's do it. Halfway, 30 seconds left. Squat, jumping us. Burning legs, but the burn, just somehow keep working through. 15 more seconds of it. There you go. Exhale through those. Couple more. Almost there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Woo. Nice job, you guys. Okay. So we are onto our lateral bands. Yays. So take those deep breaths, controlling breaths. Come over to one side of your mat. Get yourself set up. And here we go. So we have opposite arm, opposite leg, woo-hoo, trying to guide us and help us jump from side to side. There it is. We want to stay also in this more athletic stance. We want to stay down and then land sort of forward, which will also help with balance. If you guys are struggling with balance, knees, kind of leaning forward, also pointing your tummy, belly button a little bit more. 30 seconds left. Yeah, second set. Good work, you guys. 15 seconds. We have this. Just keep going. Don't even think about it. Just go till you hear this beep. As hard as you can. Back and forth. Whatever your pace is, as long as you're pushing yourself. 3, 2, 1, rest. Nice work. All right, there it is. Our second set is done. Out of the way, we have 2 more, which we know are definitely going to be the hardest sets, because at this point we are quite exhausted. We've already done all this stuff, so it's most important on these 2 that you push yourself. You guys ready? Let's go. Set number 3, working with our walkout, whether you're staying down here or traveling up. Something that we can start to think about as well is controlling this shifting and tilting in our hips. Remember that the wider your feet are, the easier that is to control. So if you're finding that like your hips are going crazy and there's nothing you can do about it, you try widening up your feet, your base of support will be wider, and in theory, it should be easier. 30 seconds. Good job, you guys. Really, it's the most important. So you are breathing on this one. You're not holding your breath. 15 seconds left. A couple more. In and out. Give me one more if you're walking all the way. Someone takes a while. Let's go. 3, 2, 1. Rest. Good job. Okay. Nice work. We got these pop squat jumps, lateral bounds, and last set. All right, so band up. If you guys are using your band, let's put it on. Starting in 3, 2, here we go. So we're trying to land as softly as possible, making little to no noise on that landing. I know it can be easier said than done, especially if your floor is like laminate or hardwood, whatever this is. But the softer that landing is, the better. It's better for your joints, the better for your pace, for everything. 30 seconds. Let's go. And pacing ourselves. If you're not going to make it, keep going in some kind of squat jump. Squat if you can. Just do not stop. You got this. 15 seconds left. Let's try to get through 5 more. Down and up. 10 seconds. Come on. Woo. Last 1, 3, 2, 1, and time. Take that thing off. She might just take us the whole 20 seconds. Just kidding. Okay, so we're going to move on to our lateral bounds. Ooh, we're getting close, you guys. We are getting close. All right, you ready? 3, 2, here we go. So same thing on this one. Land nice and soft. Keep our shoulders, our hips facing as forward as possible without turning to the side on these ones. It's a very common thing. Just kind of lean to the side that you're jumping to. But we're trying to move laterally, sideways. That's why this one's called the lateral down. So we're trying to stay as forward so that we can travel in that sideways motion. 30 seconds left for you to find that positioning and push yourself in it. Finishing up this third set. You guys got this. 20 seconds left. Yeah, I was not kidding when I said this was a brutal leg burning combo. I know this. 10 seconds though, you can do it. Just keep going. 2 more. Per side maybe. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Good job, you guys. Okay. We made it to the last set. We almost made it, I should say. We have 1 more round to do. Then we are done. So we're back to this first one, our long lever walkout, or plank walkout. And that is our starting beat. So let's get this thing started so that we can finish. So we'll work through trying to move as quickly as possible. But pacing ourselves. You guys got this. Final set. The most important set. You don't give up on yourself. You don't stop early. You don't let your knees touch down. If you were holding the planks in the first 3, well then yes, you have to hold it in this one. Or at least try your best. If you're not going to make it, just hold the plank. Don't worry about the long levers. You've got 20 seconds left. We need you with us. And I know you can do this. Just breathe. And take those deep breaths, those controlling breaths. 10 more seconds left. If you take 3 deep breaths, you will be there. Slow ones though. All the way in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice work, you guys. Stand it up. Oh, yes. Definitely the hardest set, but it is done now. So we're going to get these burning leg ones out of the way, which will take us to the finish line. Pop squat jumps. Band up. If you're using your band, And optional if you want to hold a light dumbbell, we would suggest anything heavier than 10 pounds. And let's go. And if you're low impact, had to think about that. Step out and squat, and just keep moving as quickly as you can. Nice job, guys. So we're just approaching halfway. You guys have 30 seconds left right now. So again, pace yourself for the next 15 seconds. Just find a pace. It's not the hardest thing in the world. What we're going to do for the last 15 seconds is give it everything we got. So just pace yourself right now. Starting in 3, 2, and let's go as fast as we can. Finishing up strong. We have 15 seconds left, which is 10 now. So let's get to work. As many of these as you can. Come on. Gotta push yourself, and this is on you. I cannot help you with this, so I tell you to do it. 3, 2, and good job, you guys. Whew. Take it off. Final one. Lateral bounds to the finish line. Yeah. 10 seconds here. And hopefully you did a little bit more than you wanted to do there. And do the same thing over here. 3, 2, and here we go. So again, we're going to pace ourselves right now. For the first 30 seconds, try to push yourself quite hard. Take a little 15-second intermission and then go as hard as we can for the last 15. There you go. So we're working here, trying to breathe through each bound, using our leg, landing as soft as possible. Okay, so we're approaching that halfway mark. You guys are 30 seconds in, so we'll find a nice, maybe a little bit slower of a pace, building up, getting ready to go strong, 15 seconds. Okay, that starts in 5. All right, you guys, get ready and go as fast as you can, a little bit faster than you were going before, still landing soft, still in control. 10 seconds left. Come on. Go, 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 go. Come on. 3, 2, 1, and done. Nice work, you guys. Okay, walk it off. We're gonna rest, breathe, grab water. Literally walk off, walk around your room, your space, wherever you are doing this. We're gonna take again a 2-minute bout right now. We're just going to rest, and that's on you guys. We're just breathing, walking, grabbing some water. We're gonna finish you off with a quick stretch down here. Oh, look at that, 10 minutes left. I knew my math was there. So yeah, we'll take a couple minutes and then we'll just do a 5-minute stretch on the ground here, static stretching, those holding ones. And then you guys are free to go. But before we head down there, we want to make sure that we're feeling like a person again, like a human, where we can talk, where we can breathe, and we're not trying to catch our breath and find it. So if you're still feeling like that, which you probably are, if you just did that the way I wanted you to, you most likely need at least another minute to just breathe, rest. If you guys would like to start, I've talked about this before, we can start to incorporate some upper body stretching in while we're cooling down. So reaching behind our back here, opening up our chest. This is something that I always like to throw in on upper body days, lower body days, full body days like today, whatever it is, just because posture always gets better if we open up and stretch out the front side here. And so it's just good practice. We're nice and warm, we warmed up all our joints. And so we can do this, and it's also a nice one that you can still do while you're cooling down. So not necessary, but if you want to join in, you can. So you guys take a couple more deep breaths. When you're feeling okay, like you could answer a question, okay, if I asked it to you. You can come down here with me. We're going to get ourselves into our half kneeling hip flexor stretch. So I've doubled up my mat for the support for my kneecap. And we're going to get into the half kneeling position on my toes down like this. And we want a strong pelvic tilt. So I want to tilt my pelvis under. And then what I'm going to do is actively squeeze my butt. So I'm going to activate my glute by squeezing my butt, which you have to do, not literally squeezing it, but squeezing it. And that should feel the stretch get deeper on the front of the hip. So as you squeeze back here, we're stretching out the front actively. And so we're going to hold this here with that squeeze. for about 10 strong seconds. And then you guys can release. And then we'll reach this arm up and over our head. And I'm holding on over here, by the way, which you might have already seen that. I'll remind you guys so that I don't have to worry about balance, because it's not something that I care about right now. I want to worry about stretching out my hip. And it's actually kind of unsafe to do this in an unstable surface, because if you like fall in that stretched position, your body does not like that. So we want to be in control, stable, holding on. Hold this position here. Again, I'm not squeezing my butt, still feeling the stretch. And then we'll finish off with a 10-second squeezing of the glute with the arm up. So now I want to squeeze, and you'll feel it deeper. And we'll hold this for 10 seconds. And we can release, and then we'll switch and do the same thing on the other side. So you guys can get set up over here. So just like we do with a hamstring, if you guys have been here on those days where we do that more active style hamstring stretch where we kick down into something, that's essentially what we're doing here with our glute. So we want to find the pelvic tilt, then normal arm down here, and then we want to squeeze and hold for 10 seconds, which is going to actively stretch the front of the hip. You can just breathe. And then we'll release that active glute, but we'll extend the arm up, which kind of makes it feel the same in there, the same similar stretch. We'll hold this. You guys can breathe into this one. So we're just going to do one set together, but if for some reason you want to come back here, do a couple more sets, maybe one or two more, feel free to do so, because that will help you loosen up the hips more. And now we'll keep the arm up and again squeeze the butt to finish off with a 10-second hold, an active glute. And now we're feeling a really deep stretch in the front of the hips. Not painful. If it's painful, you can just ease off that a little bit. And we're holding. Okay, so you guys can release. We're going to do one more, which is going to be on our back. Yay! Lay down. So we're going to lay our back here. Now this is kind of a combo one. We're going to go from our glute stretch into our bow and arrow. So we're going to start off with the glute stretch. Now I have my leg and my heel kind of crossed over on top of the top of my thigh here. I'm going to pull in this leg. And we should feel a nice deep stretch on this glute on the side with the bent leg. If it's too much stretch, you can keep your foot on the floor, or you can find a wall to put your foot up against, which you guys know this is one of my favorites because it feels good and you don't have to pull in or anything like that. So we're going to hold this here for about 30 seconds, just breathing into it, whatever position you're in. Holding. My butt is always in the worst spot. I'm on my back. So we'll hold this, breathe into it. Take about 3 more deep breaths. Inhaling and then exhaling into the stretch, feeling it get a little bit more comfortable. Now what we're going to do is relax that leg onto the floor if it's not already. And then we're going to rotate our hips so that we bring the bottom of this foot onto the floor. And then we can just turn the foot, turn the knee, so that now I'm in this rotation. I might cut off a little bit. That's okay. Like this. And then we'll just hold this here, and you guys can stay here for about 30 seconds. Now, if this stretch is too much, if you can't get your knee down, or you can't get your shoulder down, what you can do is stack your legs like this instead. And just hold this here. And if they're still not down, that's okay, but we're going to try to prioritize getting both our shoulders down. So most importantly, that you have those down. And so we'll hold this, breathing into it. We'll take a couple more deep breaths here, about 10 more seconds, 2 to 3 deep breaths. And then we will slowly bring ourselves out of that, whatever you feel comfortable, safe with. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side. So now I'm going to switch legs and go back to this first one. This glute stretch. And I didn't switch legs. I was like, why does this feel so loose? Because I was doing the same leg. So we'll hold this here. And you might already be on the floor. I feel like the side's so tight. So we'll take a couple more deep breaths. We have about 10 more seconds. And then you guys can release that leg. So we'll lower down off the floor. Again, drop the foot down. Rotate the body, the knee. And then we'll end up in this bow and arrow or rotated position, stretching out our lower back, our hips, chest, shoulders, all of it. You just stack the legs. And we are chilling. This one feels so nice. So same thing with this one as a hip one. We're just doing one set so that you guys get one solid set of these stretches in. But if you're feeling like this is something that you think would benefit you by doing another set or two, if you feel like you get kind of tight in your lower back, in your hips, anything like that, then doing more than one set of this, it will help you. So if you have time, then you can use it towards completing one or two more sets of the hip and this back stretch. Okay, so that is time, you guys. Like I said, feel free to hang out here, do a couple more sets. I'm so happy that we made it. I had David here live with me. We didn't cut off, so yay. I think we're good, hopefully, but you know, you just never know with technology. Thank you guys so much. Hopefully you all feel amazing. If not, you will soon. I will see you guys tomorrow. We have upper body and then legs on Friday. Hopefully you guys have a great day, and I will see you soon. Bye. Good job. Good job. All my recordings.